So this is our BMI calculator. We have a title text, we have two edit text views, we have a button, and we have an image view for our first activity. On our second activity, we have a text title, we have a text view, and we have a image view. Here's our main activity code. We declared two variables, two int variables, give them int weight and height. Over here in our onCreate, we reference our controls, so we have our text weight edit view, our edit text, and our text height edit text. Here we create a button, and then we create a shared preference to store our persistent data that we're going to use, or that we're going to reference in the next activity. So final shared preference, call a shared preference, and we'll be referencing to this. Down here in our onClick listener, we parse the integer entered into text weight and pass it a toString. Same thing with height. Here we create the editor to store our data. So shared preference.editor, call it editor equals shared preference.edit. And then we add our ints to key one, assign them to key one, and then it'll be our int weight. Next int value will be assigned to key 2 for our height, and then writes our values to XML to an XML data file, so editor.commit. Then we launch our display BMI activity over here. So here's where we're going to now get our persistent data that we have stored over in the main activity. So we reference our controls for this. So we have our text view and our image view, only two controls. And here we retrieve the data from the XML files with the shared preferences. So we reference shared preferences, our created control or reference here. Int weight, shared preference, we get that int with the value key set at 0, and for height. And then we have a float here for our total. So this is going to keep our equation in there, and then spit out our sum or total. So here's where that happens. Compute the total BMI score. We call it dec total BMI. I think that passed it to a float because of this. Anyways, so parentheses int weight times 703. Then we divide that by using the math power to have this power of 2 over here on int height. So effectively int weight times 703 divided by our int height to the power of 2. Over here we format, decimal format, pounds equals new decimal format, and then we have it display 3 numbers, a decimal, and then one more number after that, and then we display it all in our text view. So total BMI set text, your body mass index is space plus pounds format dec total BMI. And this is what that looks like. So we can go back. This is a reference for the computer, so compute BMI 23.1. Put it in 200, and let's say you are 70 inches, 28.7. Moving on, here is our home mortgage interest app. So text title, we have 3 edit views for our monthly payments or number of years for mortgages, and then our initial principal amount. We have a button for computing, and then we have an image view. Over here in our payment activity, we have a title, we have a text view, then we have an image view that is going to change with if statements. So here, do the same thing, declare some variables, reference all of our controls here, create a shared preference control to store persistent data, and then down here in our onClick listener, we parse everything out. So int here is going to be an integer, parse integer, pass it string, dec is a float integer, pass it string, dec loans, float, pass it string as well. And then share preference editor, call it editor, share preference edit, and then we assign our keys to each one, commit it, and then we open up our payment activity. Over here's the payment activity. So reference our controls, then we get our persistent data from the previous activity over here. With keys, we assign them values of 0, and then we create a float variable called dec monthly payments. This is for interest. So Dec monthly payments equals dec monthly times that by int years, and then we times the int years by 12 because we want these converted over into months, and then we minus whatever the initial principal loan was. Format, do a decimal format to show up to 3 numbers, a comma, 3 numbers, and period, and then 2 more numbers after that. Then we set our text to total interest paid plus the currency. And down here's our if statements. These are changing our image view. So if int years equals 10, it'll change it to the 10 one. If it equals 20, 20, 30, 30. And if else, it'll ask us to enter 10, 20, or 30 years. So this is what that looks like. These are default values that the book gives, so it spits out that. Then if we just change 20, if we go to 10, yep. Enter these real quick. We'll do 10, 250, be the interest. Oh, that's not good. That's not correct. Maybe it is because it's just weird. Anyways, that's it. Working.